Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Timberborn Part 23 in our Emberpelts series, where we have a custom faction that is a mod. They don't like water, they love fire, and they have a lot of different food production chains and unique colors for the buildings and all that great stuff. Today, I want to get started. We have finally... We have the aqueduct here to bring water to this big system that we're going to do. We're going to build a 3-tiered district, basically. We've got our storage all underground and out of the way. So I want to get started on figuring this out. And to do that, we're going to stop. We're going to pause. Because I want to ensure that I get this all where I need it to be. This is just temporary, so it doesn't really matter what direction it goes. But I want to just double check that what I remember being the number is the number. So that has to be 4, and then on the 5th one, we can come over. And that will leave just enough room for our little beaver friend to be able to stand up there and not clip into the dirt above. Can't put one there. I wanted to anyway. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one. And then there will be another row on top. So I want to come up 5 for the base, but then everything surrounding it is going to be up 1 more. And I wanted to get that calculation done because now I want to come back here and see 2 things. One, this is only 1 meter deep. Yeah, that's only 1 meter deep. Cool. So that means back there, I would actually need to come up 6, and on the 7th one, start doing everything. And that's what I wanted to know, because I want to start by getting this stuff going. And I'd kind of like to maybe revisit an idea here. I wanted, on this end, I was originally thinking maybe make it look like arches underneath, but then I decided I like that over there. But this is a different district. So we can do something different over here. We will have some overlap available, though once we get to the top, we'll have to look at doing other things. But if I can get arches out of this, I would be very pleased. I could probably just do the middle one and then have overhangs going to either side, and that would work. Because this is 5 wide, that would give me just 2 overhangs to either side. So what I'm thinking is something like this. So that's 3 of the however many I said we have to come up. If we then do that, and then do that, and then do that, that gets me 6. Yeah. So the 7th one is where we would need to be for the tippy top, but 6 is where we need to be for just the water. So that means that this one actually needs to go away. But hold on, let's hold that thought, because where can I, like, how big can I make this and still accomplish my arch? So actually, I am going to get rid of that and replace it with now a 6. I mean, it's not going to be, you know, a complete arch, but at least we've got some shape there, and we can fill this back end in to make it solid. We'll have to anyway, because I don't want to rely on overhangs. Just hanging out in the middle of nowhere, I'd actually like to get that connection. Though that could make a cool design, especially over here where they meet. I don't know, we'll think about that. So that gets me to there, which is in line with that, right? Which button is it? Yeah, so we're on that 2nd one. So the next one would then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and would end there, but then come out, what, 1, 2 more? Yeah, so it would be there, and then if I do another one like there, then we could go across and maybe meet up. That might work. So that was, let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we come out 1 and 2 more. So basically right at the back corner of this tubeway station. So we'll go there, and then we will go up, and then we'll go up like, not like that. So I could have gotten away with a different combination there, but it's okay. So then up there, and then this should, yeah, perfectly meet up. And then spin that one that way, and then we're going to have to get rid of our stream gauge. And I believe this is going to work. It looks like it's going to work. I hope it's going to work. Same idea here. We'll go up, and then across into those meet. Beautiful. Look at that. Minimal structure, maximum benefit. So that will let them start building up. And the reason we're stopping here is because, again, this is going to be 3 different levels of stuff happening. So we've got to make sure that we have space for everything to work. So that will let me start thinking about terrain blocks. Actually, I am going to go this way. I want to see what I can get away with going across here and see how I like it. So if I could then go, I'd have to go the other direction here. But then they're not going to be able to get to those other ones down there, but that's okay. A big reason I wanted to get down here was to see where this is going to, come back, where this is going to connect here. Because we are going to wind up bringing the water through the hillside. We're not going to blast it out completely. We're going to blast a tunnel through. It's just 1 meter deep and 1 meter back. Since the walkway's here, we can go back a meter. And then it's going to come out and it's going to go over the houses. So we are going to have to adjust our housing. Which begs the question, if that is what we're going to do, where is that going to hit here on the housing? So there's the 5. And then the 6th one right there. So that will be just 1 above where our roof line is for this row. So obviously this section would have to be removed temporarily and do something with that and then get that built up out of the way. We'll get to that in a minute. By the way, I can get rid of this stuff now. We don't need that anymore. So I think I have this where it needs to be, and if not, I can always, blow it up and start over. But what I don't have is the ability for them to get up and to do any of this yet. But before I think about that, I also want to think about this. So if I'm going to blast a tunnel, they'll be able to eventually get back here. Okay, this one's going to be really tricky because, you know what? We will go down to where I don't have all that other stuff competing. And then maybe it'll be easier to get in. It won't be. There we go. Cool. Now I can go back up. So my tunnel would need to go right there. That is where we would need the tunnel through. So basically we would go right there and then back one and then all the way around. So let's see if maybe we can go there and that can be like where they start building this from. So that would go back 3 this way and then out. It went 1 too many. And then we run into the issue here where the hillside is not high enough, which is fine. Somewhere we have tubeways over here. There they are. So they don't go up there. Where do they go up? I'm just completely missing it. I thought it went up right here. No, it does not. It goes up way back there. Okay. Alright, well then, if that's our connecting spot, that's our connecting spot. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about building a bunch of tubeways out. We're just going to let them come over here via stairs and pathways and all that good stuff. And we will line that up, and then we'll run this over to that path. Basically, I need to get back here to be able to clear these trees so that we can think about what we're going to do back here, because currently they can't. The only thing they can really reach is like right there, and that's that's not going to cut it. So again, here I've got to be careful because build direction. So I may have to like let them get to this one before we do anything else. So I'm going to unpause and let them get started on these stairs up here, and I guess like those 2 platforms that they can actually build, so that we can get this ball rolling here. So we're just going to wait for that to happen, and then we'll look at what we're going to do up here to continue bringing the water across. And they came up here just at quitting time, but since they're already all en route, all these trees should go away. Yeah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Cool. So, our channel of water will be coming out here at that depth. So, if we did this across like that, and I'd really, really like it if I could get these to just be like, I don't know, a little better than that. So maybe I need to build up the hillside, or maybe I need to not worry about it and just use platforms underneath. So I need to come out here. So we could probably do something like, we'll come back. Ooh, they're going to start blasting the tunnel. Nice. Well, part of it. Wait, how'd they get to that one? Yeah, I don't know. I need to come up like there? No, I need to come up like here. So what if I put in a 3 right here and then did that again? Will that get me where I need to go? It will. Cool. So that gets that in for that end. So then I just need to kind of do that again and then have it go the other way. Whoops. I hit the right. I knew I was going to do that. I'm blaming the mouse. This stupid mouse. I know I complain about it all the time, but it just gets worse with time. I need to buy a new one. So then we'll come across there, and then we just need to figure out, you know, where we're going to go from here. But I'd kind of like to switch to terrain blocks at some point. So maybe this isn't the way right here, what I'm doing. Where did they build that from? Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe I do want to just switch to terrain blocks. Maybe even here. Yeah, I do. I know. I've already built that, and now I'm tearing it back down. But let them pick up what they can, and then we'll regroup and do this with terrain. And you know, now that I look at this, I think I went up one too high on this. So I'm going to pause again and just double check that I am where I need to be. And to do that, I'm going to just put these here, and I've paused so that I can delete them without them having built any of it. So if that's there, because this is the height of now the surrounding terrain. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's the 6th one. It just looked like it was up too high. So yeah, this will be the level where the water flows, and this will be the level of everything surrounding it. Okay. All right. I'm fine. All right. I thought it looked wrong for some reason, but no, it's fine. So I guess what we can do to help them get started down on this end would be to come in with like a ladder and let them come up here like that, and then they can get started on all of that. They won't be able to build all of it, but they'll be able to build a lot of it. Yeah, this direction's obviously going to be problematic, but they'll get there in the end because they're going to be able to get up from here. So I wanted to shift gears on what I'm doing here. I'm assuming, since no beavers are coming up here to pick up any of this, yeah, it's just logs, that there is nothing else they can get. So now I want to bring this out right here. Actually, it does need to be right there all the way across, right? Yeah. So that, and then here it just needs to go like this right here. Excellent. So again, we may as well let them get up here if they, you know, can do it, and start working on some of this by putting in just some temporary ladders here. So where is that? I'm confused. There it is. I got, you know, also, and somebody's stuck already. You know what? You'll get out eventually. I'm not going to worry about it. So this just needs to all be built up now, this whole area. So let's do that. So that gets all of that at the same level. So then we can come here and bring all of this up like that. Then this can come over here and that can come out. Now we've got to get to this little tree here and get rid of it because it is going to be in our way. Which, do I want to? Yeah, you know what? If there's terrain here, I may as well take advantage of it, right? Yeah. I think I should build where I have terrain and then build a structure to take care of everything else. So we will mark that for demolition, and then let's go see how they're doing back here. Yeah, this worked fine. So you're just gonna live up there, or you know, the alternative, and I'm gonna let them get some of this built out here and see how far they get, and then we will pick up from there. So let's enjoy a quick montage. And there we go. We have the first phase of what I wanted to construct built. You may have noticed that it changed a little bit. I realized I had it up one too high. So I came back and corrected that before they got very far at all. They had only gotten just a little bit over here built, and they hadn't got anything over there built. And then I was able to just kind of flatten that. This is just paused because I didn't want them to build this in the wrong order. I've just got a little bit of an overhang here, just decorative more than anything. Doesn't actually function for any purpose. So we need to, all this debris was prioritized, so obviously there's nowhere to store it. So we need to just get rid of all of this debris that we have chilling everywhere, because it's got to go. It looks terrible. I think there was some here, but they got that. Okay, cool. So I can get rid of this little bit of platforms and stairs. We can get rid of this path. If they can pick some of that up, fine. If not, whatever. And I guess I will replant the tomatoes for now, though they're not going to stay here permanently. But hey, let's not have a big ugly blank spot there. So they got all but those 14 logs cleaned up, so we'll get rid of those logs as well. Cool. So that is phase one of what I accomplished or wanted to accomplish today. You may have also noticed that the tube ways changed midway through. I figured since I didn't have all the beavers working all the time, I would go ahead and do that. It was always part of the plan. Well, once I got the tiny tubeway station, it became part of the plan, because that's where we're going to bring the tubeways up to the next level. We'll just stack them to go up, and then they can blast through on those sections where they need to with the tubeway levees if necessary. But I think I can just build tubeways and then get around it. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens because of the way the terrain blocks are going to go, but I think we'll be able to get away with overhangs. So these are just connected up now. Down here you can see like this one just kind of goes in that corner, this one just had to have a little extension, and then here and here they disconnect there. Didn't need to rebuild anything else. This was the only extra bit I really had to add to the whole tubeway network. So I want to now come over here and look at what it's going to take to get this over to here. Let's unpause these while we're looking at that and slow things down. No need to have it going super duper fast. So what I'm thinking is maybe just a miniature version of this right here going off either direction. So one going that way, one going that way, until it reaches where we're going to connect over here. And then figure all of that out, because The idea for the aqueduct, if you're not familiar, is it's going to start, obviously it's not going to waterfall down to there. We're going to eventually build this all the way up. This section here is going to come up 2 more levels, and it's going to connect, run around all the way back, all the way through here, all the way around over here, again 3 levels high, and then right about here it will have a waterfall down into the 2nd level, and it will then repeat the reverse path back until it gets to here, or here, where it will then waterfall down into the 1st level all the way back around again, and then drop down to the ground right there, and then shouldn't have too much of a problem since it'll be coming in at the ground level there, getting out that way and getting out that way as well. I think it'll work. I've kind of tested a version of this just in I made a copy of the save, and I just went in with dev tools and just kind of went nuts trying to see what it was going to look like. We also don't need these stairs over here anymore, so we can get rid of this right here. And oh man, it's getting so hard to see everything. I'm going to be very careful, very deliberate in what I do here, because I don't want to delete anything that we're going to need. So that means I can then come in with overhangs here and get that filled in. I can't build that corner just yet, but maybe once that's built I can. I don't know. I can build up there, but I can't build down here. Maybe that's just too far away. Who knows? Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. We want to build over here, pretty much in the middle. So we're going to maybe not go so high with the platforms. Maybe learn a lesson from. No, let's be consistent. Let's be consistent. So it's what, 2 platforms? Yeah, it is then 2 of the overhang platforms that come out this direction. So we want 1 there, 1 right there, and then what is it going to take? A 4? Yep. 4 will reach that way, and then a 5 on this end. Actually a 6 on this end to be able to reach down there. But if I do this with dirt blocks, we can actually just use an overhang here. So let's stick with the 4 and keep it nice and symmetrical, I think. So obviously they're not going to be able to get to in here. Same problem as they had up here. Though, if we come out from here, they might be able to. Maybe, possibly. They won't be able to maybe get this 2nd one, but coming from here, come on, stay with me. They might be able to do this. Let's do. Is that not centered? Did I mess something up on my where this comes out? I think I did. I think I wanted this over the pathway. Oh well, it's just gonna jog one, I guess. No, I don't really like that. This really needs to be out over the pathway, and that needs to be one back in farther. Yikes. Okay. Fixable. You know, that's kind of why we're doing it without the water actually connected yet, because I'm bound to make a mistake somewhere. So all of this will be easy enough. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it will be easy enough for them to get to. We'll just have to give them a little ladder up, or stairs up, and then we'll blast out that extra section. And then we'll fill in the bit that didn't need anything. So that'll be there all the way to there, but I just want to keep it consistently 3 wide everywhere I go, just to make sure that I'm not like changing how much water is coming through here. So we'll go there all the way back, and then we will tunnel this section out. Not that one that I did in the corner though. There we go. We will get rid of that. We will kill that, and then come back up. Oops. Oh, can I jumping around? And then we will have them, because we don't need this. I mean, I don't have to get rid of this, but I want to get rid of that. So there, cool. That will get us lined up where we need to go. So now if I just come down the middle again like I did last time, I'm thinking this will get us where we need to be. That is not where that one goes. Come on, there we go. Before they tried to build that from the tubeway below, we will get rid of it. And then bring this out and across, and then kind of do the same thing that on the other side. Bring these this way. Like so. And then that one right there. And then this coming this way. And that one right there. So that shows us exactly where we're going to need to start thinking about something different on this end. And in fact, I want to get rid of that for now. Because that is going to bring it in right across the roof. Or no, one above the roof of that. So these 4 houses are kind of in our way now. I think what I'm going to do just temporarily, let's see, those each hold how many? That is the tenement lodge. 18. Ooh, that's 72. Okay, so if I replace it, that's going to take forever to replace it with that. I could just build 4 on top of here as a temporary measure and just bring the 2 boys up. Yeah, let's do that. So we will come here to our big ones. We'll do that, and then we will then quickly realize that I don't have a way for them to get in conveniently. But I think I can make it work. If I do... This is all just temporary, so I'm kind of okay with doing some weird stuff here. So then they'll need to be able to get in here. And on this end, may as well give them an entry on both ends. And then we'll need to go up. It just dawned on me. I wonder if those little connectors, walkway tube connections, can have a connection underneath them. I think I've tried it before, putting them elsewhere, and it didn't work. I could be thinking of something else, though. So we'll just build this up. This will get them temporary housing to make up for what we're about to delete. So I'm going to prioritize this so I can blast those houses out of there. And I think they're going to be able to build from the tubeways. Like, if they get all these platforms and tubeways built, then they should also be able to get the houses built, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's see what we're looking at here. They got that in there, so we can come through and put a path in all the way back here to help them get through here to maybe build some of this out. I don't know, we'll see. But let's get this housing in super quick, I hope. Looks like they're still over there working, even though this is the priority. But then again, they have to build the tubeways first, and they can only do those one level at a time. So this will probably take a few minutes to get the housing in before we can then look at where the water is going to go across the top of it. All right, cool. That's our houses in. So these back here have been paused. So I shouldn't have any homeless beavers. Yeah, cool. So I can get rid of these 4 houses. Actually, I'm not going to hold down shift lest I accidentally... Yeah, see, that's... I'll make sure I'm deleting only what I want to delete here. Excellent, cool. So that means, well, we'll let them pick up all this debris first, because it looks like they are able to pick some of it up. In fact, let's prioritize that. So I know that bricks weren't full when I started. I don't know if they are now or not. No, so they can at least get the bricks out of here. It looks like they have, and this is all just logs now. Cool. So we will clear the debris, and then we just need to clear off this next section. But is that their only way up here? No. Cool. I wanted to make sure I wasn't about to strand a bunch of beavers that were taking part in recreational activities, and I'm not. so good. Actually, I did. Why? Ah, this side. Ah, I thought it went through. Okay, that's fine. I'll put it back. I'm sorry. We'll just do, yeah, let's do that connector again. Like that. And then I guess a walkway so they can get in. I should have just put a two-way station, I'm realizing now. But hey, I've committed at this point, so we're going to do it this way. That won't take very long to get built, and they'll get rescued. I think what I'll do to discourage them going to those places is get rid of those paths for now. We'll have some unconnected buildings, and that got everybody out of there. So now I can safely get rid of these. No, I don't know what you were trying to delete, but it wasn't whatever was over there. There. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm just going to get rid of the rubble. So this is where I'm not 100% certain how I want to tackle this, because I don't know that over the buildings I want dirt blocks. I think maybe, leading right up to it on either side is fine, but I think over the buildings I would rather have overhangs. But I have a little bit of a unique challenge with that. Where everything is, I would have to stop moving the camera around so much. My microphone's in the way. That's the problem. I can't see what I'm trying to look at. Let me give this a think for a minute, because I'm not 100% certain how I want to tackle this. So essentially, the dilemma I think we have is what to do with the tube ways. Because if I put in a levee, obviously that blocks water, and I don't want to slow down the water, but I could do like a levee and a levee, and that'll be at that same level there, and then just bring the tubeways up from there, and those won't block the flow of water. That'll be fine, and then that'll hold the water back. But then that creates the problem of how do I get something out here connected, and the only way to do that would be to like build a platform or something up. Yeah, because I can't use blocks or anything, and then I've got the same issue down here. So I think I am gonna have to have dirt coming out to at least this section. I don't think there's really any way around it. I think I can, and then it doesn't want to be supported. Very frustrating. So like I could go there and like that would be fine, and I could go there and that would be fine, which would work, but it would also look weird, and I don't want it to look weird. I want it to be right. So I suppose what I could do here is just that, because that's going to be on the back side. It'll be hidden. We can, whoa, come back game. We can do that there, and then on this side, we're gonna have to have something out front here, and I think that something is gonna be this. So one there, and I want to bring them to where they're gonna be just right there level with that. Yeah, so I want to then come across with fives. Yeah, and then I'll be able to build with the levees on that. Because I want to keep wood structure where there's wood structure, dirt structure where there's dirt structure. So that would mean I would actually want levees back here, but I can't because, yeah, I can. We don't have to have this be dirt. There's a way around this. We can just use levees for all of this. Fill all this in with levees. So get rid of that one. Put a levee there. I am going to have to bring him in across there as well. And then, like that gets us across, yeah? Yeah. And then that would allow... Oh no, I've got to have one more though. So for this section, do I want to fill it all with levees, or do I want to use platforms in the middle? This is 12 logs. A platform is 2 logs and 4 planks. I think in the middle sections, I'm okay with the idea of platforms, and then on these outer edges, doing the levees. That way it's using slightly less resources toward the middle. Yeah, that works. And then to help them just get up here, I'm just going to throw in a tiny two-way station for now, so that they can come up here instead of having to run all the way back here. It'll take them a little bit to get that in, but what I'm going to do is just prioritize that and that. And then once they get this built, hopefully they can start building some of that out too, and then work from both ends is my hope, question mark. So then we'll just run this path back like that, just double it over its temporary path. It'll be fine like that. Cool, so that is the next project for them to work on, and then over here we'll probably do slightly different. One thing that I realized that is going to be problematic is down here. Obviously, if the water's flowing through here, it's just going to dump off into there. So we may have to lose some of that and even rethink our storage, because I think eventually it's going to all be in the way, but that's not something I think we're going to get to today. So I'm going to let them work on this construction project now. Also, I wanted to check and see, why aren't they finishing this? Are they not able to? Did I not? I know I built overhangs. Oh, because what they were connected to is now gone. Yeah, okay. That was a dumb. I needed to do 2 levels. Okay. So let's fix this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Otherwise, I will forget. So there, cool. That'll bring that in just fine. I'm going to bring this across, though I'm then going to come down. So I need to see inside of here. So yeah, they filled in all the dirt blocks. So I am going to temporarily cut their access over here. Bring this back up so I can see what I'm doing. Get rid of these. Get rid of that. I want to fill this bit with a dirt block so I can get rid of the path as well. Do that. Blast these. Lovely, because that wasn't needed, and I just wanted to look right, in my mind at least. And then we need to give them a way back up and over. So we're not going to have them go up a ladder, down a ladder, all that. We're just going to get rid of that ladder. So then that'll get them into there. Then they can walk in and do all of this overhang work. I also want to look back this way and get rid of these platforms from the tunnels. And then once again, prioritize all of the debris so they can pick up whatever there is room for storage, and everything else will be good to go. One thing I did not address was, are they going to be able to reach this middle bit? I think they will. I think they'll be able to build out, and I think they'll be able to build out far enough that they're able to get through to get it all done. So now we will do this and watch them get all of this built, and then move on probably to the end of the video. Cool, and that gets that knocked out just as sunset comes. And there's still a lot to be done, obviously, because we don't have 3 tiers. But we have gotten a good start today. And I think what I'll do next time, because essentially this is going to run, as I mentioned, all the way, you know, around to the, over to right here. And then we're also going to have one coming to right here. No, right here. Which hopefully we can get over that. I think that's as tall as the forester. I hope so. But anyway, I think what we'll do next time is begin with just a montage of building out this section, and then all of this through here, which will probably require us getting rid of one of these for now, which will make a thing with the power that we'll have to deal with, but it'll be all right. I'm not sure yet if the storage is going to have to move. I suspect it is, but I'm not all that overly concerned about it. I mean, we can always fill in like some of this area here and make it level, and then bring tubeways over to storage for the dirt, and it would be just fine. We're also, or I'm also going to have to figure out how I want to do the next level of housing. Essentially, I want it to be even with what we have here. So I'm going to pause this so that I can kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. So we came in by 1 on the housing, but I think these are going to be too tall because that's what 4. No, actually it'll be just fine because we need to come up another 6 total. No, that'll be 1 too high. Yeah, because that'll be at the 6, and then to have 1 level up above it to hold the water in would be 7. And I have to be careful because building up, I am going to reach the build height. We're going to reach that level there, and then the very tippy top, this whole outside bit is going to have to be levees. So yeah, if I put these in, these are going to be too tall. So we'll have to figure that out eventually. But that's probably for later. We've accomplished quite a bit today, though. I'm quite pleased with what we've done, and I kind of dig the look, even though you know they don't really stand out all that much. I kind of like the look of what we have built. I wonder if I can see it from back here better. Like, can I like get in here to get like a good shot of it? Maybe, possibly, probably not. Come on, through the wall, keep coming, keep coming. There we go. Yeah, I can't really see much, can I? No. Oh well. Ooh, and I also can't move anymore. Interesting. Anyways, this is where we're going to wrap up for today. We'll figure out something for a thumbnail. But until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.